It's time you gotta listen to me yap about some UFO nonsense again, because the US Congress just held their second official UFO hearing with whistleblowers giving their testimonies. You can see on this little piece of paper here from the Congress of the United States, it says that the joint hearing is titled Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena, Exposing the Truth. Which, admittedly, that does sound like an Ancient Aliens title, like someone named Bubba is gonna come out and start spouting some nonsense, how he's seen an alien ship flying through the sky. And it's a video of like a toaster getting shot out of a cannon. But I assure you, this is more than that. This is actually validated, credible witness testimony.
Although much of my government work on the UAP subject still remains classified, excessive secrecy has led to grave misdeeds against loyal civil servants, military personnel, and the public, all to hide the fact that we are not alone in the cosmos.
So that's a good little clip to warm you up and introduce you to this whole thing. Like I said, it's much like the last UFO Congress hearing. It's a person that has worked in a government agency with saying they have allegedly worked on these UFO recovery programs, talking about their experience, what they know, and what they've seen, or what they've heard from other people involved. And this time, the whistleblower, his name is Lou Elizondo, and he's a former UFO Pentagon investigator. And the whole hearing is like 2 hours and something minutes long, and I obviously didn't watch the whole thing, I'm not gonna lie to you about that. I've just watched some clips and skimmed through it a bit to see the real juicy, fun bits, because like I said, there's no actual evidence, it's just word of mouth and testimonies. And for what it's worth, these testimonies are under oath. They've been sworn in and whatnot, so this is supposed to be the truth.
It was previously testified that there was biologics that were collected. Are you aware of any of that?
I am, sir, aware of the reporting that biologics have been recovered. Again, my focus was more nuts and bolts, looking at the physical aspects of these phenomena, how they interacted around military equities and nuclear equities. So I'm certainly not a medical expert. I would not be able to probably provide you a whole lot of value in that simply because I don't have the expertise.
But was anything described as that we have possession of bodies?
Yes.
So as they said there, the last UFO hearing gave us the biologics, recovered bodies aspect, and this time the dude's talking more hands-on, nuts and bolts kind of thing. Real manly man kind of stuff. But also there's a report here, the Immaculate Constellation report that was released from the whistleblower here. It says that they investigated subjects of UAPs, which is UFOs, and then technologies of unknown origin, TUOs. And I'm not going to read all of it. You can if you want, but I just wanted to read you the in conclusion bit here. Immaculate Constellation shows the USG is not only aware of UAPs and TUOs, but also foreign state efforts to replicate UAP and TUO capabilities.
And was this part of the Lockheed Martin discussion, or was this the biologics is a completely separate?
Separate yet related.
Has there been any, to your knowledge, any communication with a non-human life form?
So the term communication is a bit of a trick word because there's verbal communication like we're having now. The problem is you also have nonverbal communication. And so I would say definitively yes, but from a nonverbal meaning.
So that clip tells us that he also agrees that biologics have been recovered and that contact communication has been made. Not direct verbal communication, but some form of communication.
So if that material exists today, who's in possession?
Sir, I wouldn't be able to have that conversation in an open hearing. We'd probably have to have that.
Okay, my question to you then is, if we were in a secure setting, if we were in a SCIF, would you be able to provide or get access to something, whether it's visuals or material that we could put our hands on, or biologics, that would convince me, that would show me that we have non-human origins?
Sir, that decision would not be mine. That would be to the gatekeeper still in the U.S. government.
And yeah, I kind of wanted to end off with that because that happened in the last hearing also. They ask very direct questions that would be like definitive proof and whatnot. Do you have proof? Can you show us proof? And they're always like, I'd prefer to tell you in private. I can't say that in a public hearing. And then they say that they've signed documents or whatever, basically NDAs, saying that they won't talk about the projects they were involved with, which, you know, it makes sense. But still, it would be nice to see some actual visual proof or like biological proof Like they wheel out the mummified alien corpses, how they did in that Mexican Congress hearing. So overall, I think this is a very fascinating thing. I'm glad it's happening. You know, it's a step towards full disclosure and everything being put out there, like this, the details of these classified missions and programs and stuff being out there for the public. But other than that, that was the second UFO Congress hearing, and I'll catch you in the next one.